thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for coming. Sorry we're maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes behind time. Okay, so let's crack this on. You made it to the 4th floor. Welcome. Isn't the whole startup founder journey a bit like climbing those stairs? After you do the first one, you think that you're at the top and echoing. Reduce the volume. Maybe you have to come and reduce it. I think it's too much echo. You get to the 1st floor, you think, oh, I'm almost there. 2nd, 3rd, and this one is even 2 flights. You go up. I was with my personal trainer on Monday, and the guy said you do 1, 2. So I thought it was 1, 2. No, it's like 1, 2, 1. So you have to count twice before you get 1. So it's like coming up these stairs. So it's like you went up 8 flights of stairs. But you made it. I'm glad you're here. And like I said, I'm just going to do like a 20-minute talk, just to kind of set the scene. Also allow other people to arrive. All right, so you made it to the 4th floor. You're welcome. I mean, the intention for today is networking, connecting, and meeting people. But I want to start off today with a thought. How many of you saw this news article? Did you see this news article? Yeah. 49% of Nigerian startups founded in the last 10 years make less than 10 million in revenue. Now, per annum, I think. That's a shocking statistics, right? 49% of startups that have started in the last 10 years make less than 10 million in revenue. Who read the full article? You can't remember. Who can remember what you? Yeah, yes sir. We have a roving mic. Mr. Williams, truck. Where's my roving mic? Okay, use mine. Just give us a synopsis of the article. And introduce yourself also. You have an opportunity. You speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Williams. I am the CEO of Truck. I think the article was trying to speak to the struggles of the Nigerian startup ecosystem. And it struck 2 chords for me. One is that the fact that the Instagram posts are flashy and they're trendy doesn't mean the business is doing fine. There was a fundamental business model issue across the industry. That was one. The second is it just kind of painted the picture to how much ground the industry still needs to cover in terms of building sustainable, really sustainable businesses. But the blog post just kind of broke down businesses that were launched over the past 10 years, the unit economics or the revenue performance of all of those businesses, and what's just different in those 49% and why those struggles exist within those businesses. Thank you.
Before you put the mic down, since you are part of the 51 that make more than
well, that came that started with an idea of we'll make money later. We started making money from the very first transaction, January 6, 2020, very first transaction. We're making money from that day. And as we journeyed on, we also went from a place of we must not build a business that has only one revenue stream. Right now we have about 6 or 7. And we launched one yesterday, 6 transactions yesterday. By this morning, 12 noon, we had doubled yesterday's performance already. So point is, build a business that surrounds the life of, we are trying to build a business that surrounds the life of our customers, such that if you don't need one, you need the other one. But you will never get to our product and not need something that you pay for. And as much as we expand in that execution and customer values, we are always poised to make money off our customers. Thank you.
And for the record, I did not plant that. That was not a planted answer. That was just. But how many of you know Mr. Williams? Yeah. So Truck. But if you don't know him, get to meet him. All right. So 49% of Nigerian startups founded in the last 10 years make less than 10 million in revenue. So here's my first thoughts. Now the reality is that in the startup world today, we think funding first, not revenue first. And if I want you to leave this place today, live with the idea every single day, whatever energy you put into finding funding, put that energy also into finding revenue. I mean, it's almost like I should pay Mr. Williams. In fact, what he said is enough. Like, even this morning, they launched the business yesterday, they've already got 7 paying customers today. Like, just that is gold. That's gold dust given to you for free. Right? So the idea is be revenue thinking first. How am I going to make revenue? And like I said, I'll pick on a few people because I know them. Okoyemi runs Prop Arts. It's a property tech company. From the first day I met you, what did I say to you? Revenue. He said, we haven't finished building MVP. I said, how are you going to make revenue? I'll give you money, but tell me how you're going to make revenue. Because we're not in this thing for gain. We're in this thing because we don't want to be part of that 49%. Minimum target, don't be part of the 49%. Find a way of doing lean execution. You raise a little money, before you know it, you have 25 people working for you. What are they doing? You have 25 people working for you. Front end, back end, database, security. Only you have PA, you have virtual PA. It's not your fault because somebody gave you money. Think about the unique economics. Think about the unique economics. Today is not a lecture, but I'm just trying to throw these things out there. Think about corporate partnerships, particularly in a B2B business. I learned something from my CEO when I was working for Deliveroo. If you don't know Deliveroo was Amazon invested $450 million, and then they IPO'd. But the reason why they did that was because from day one, Will Shu, the CEO, will get on a bicycle himself and deliver food. Until this day, I can tell you for sure, as a guarantee, it's not a prayer point, as a guarantee, if Will Shu enters a new country that he hasn't been in a while, the first thing he does is get a bicycle, gets his phone, and he goes and delivers food. He has delivered food in every single country where we operate. Will Shu. SHU. Every single, even though he's the CEO, even though he's a billionaire by now, till this day, he still delivers food because the core product is food delivery. So as you're thinking about this ecosystem of building a company that's in the 51%, not the 49%, you got to retain talent. Talent is gold dust, right? For those of you in this room, there's a combination of communities, right? So we have the With Onyeka community here. We have people from PCT Music community. We have people from Phonema's community, and we have one person, Prince. It's Prince, right? Yeah, Prince is from Ines' community. So there's a community in London. Pardon? Divas Labs community. Oh yes, I think I saw you on my session. Yeah, so Divas Labs community. So there's a lot of communities in here. So I'm just saying that there's a broad network of people. The idea of what I'm trying to say is let's connect, build connection, and find talent, right? Share talent too. Some people will crucify me for saying that, but it's true. So the main thing is that you got to retain top talent. Second thing is culture.
I'm here today at the launch debate organized by Mr. Shola and the George Leadership Academy. And today has been actually very, very insightful. Learning about how to work, and build with direct mentorship with people, how to be accountable to your team, to your advisory, and how to actually formulate the best way to build your startup utilizing lean mechanisms. Thank you.
Right. The reason why you as a founder don't get involved in hiring and firing top talent is because you are too emotional. Now you're business now. Now you dreamer. Now you seer. So when somebody comes along that doesn't connect with what you are trying to connect with, now fire you, fire them. But if you fire everybody, what will happen to your team? Right? So the key here is use culture as a differentiator. I mean, in this room, I can't say everything I know in this room, but there's a few property tech companies in this room, there's a few healthcare companies in this room. Why would somebody come and work for you? Why you and not somebody else? Why Varsity Space and not somebody else? Why my crib and not the other 3 or 4 properties that are in this room? It's because you define a unique culture. Use culture as a differentiator. The danger of every founder is that you just want people to execute on your vision. Because you had a vision and you want everybody to execute on your vision. And you know what? You're probably 80% right. But that remaining 20% is where you turn the narrative, where it's not just about them building something for you, but you building something for them. That's what I mean by the founder-led development, leadership development. So you are the founder, you are thinking, yes, you want to scale your business, but you're also trying to make it such that if somebody is looking for a CTO, when your CTO decides that they want to leave you, for whatever reason. So let me just tell you a secret. Not everybody will stay with you for life. Not every founder is going to be like Paystack. Not every founder is like Shola. Shola has eight people at Paystack, they are still with him. But not every founder is going to be like that. The reality is that the way the world works is that after some time, people might want to move on. What you need to do is be able to afford grace for people to move on, but invest in them such that people will say that, if you are looking for talent, go to Varsity Space. The founder, yes, he uses people, but he develops them. I don't know if you know the story of GE. So when Jack Welch was the General Electric CEO, I'll tell a few stories. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on time, but you are here for me. And at the end, you are here for me, Abby. So Jack Welch was trying to choose a successor. But he had a big pool. How many of you know Jack Welch? Okay, yeah. Because Ugo, you're looking at me like, finish the story, make an ad for you. Alright, so Jack Welch was choosing his successor. And there were like 6 people in the pool. So any of those 6 people could have been, I don't have time to tell you about Jack Welch's leadership style and how he raised people. But the truth of the matter is that as those 6 people were waiting, the moment they announced which one of those 6 people was hired, I'm telling you the truth now, within 35 minutes, all of the 5 others had a job. Because once Jack Welch had selected, everybody else was like, sir, you didn't make it, but come and be our CEO. That's how Procter & Gamble got the CEO, got it from GE. Right? Because they knew that Jack Welch was building leaders, not just for himself, but once they were not CEO anymore, guess what? They released into the community, and those guys, all of those sets, you can go and check it, just Google it, all those sets of people end up being CEO somewhere else. It was within 30 minutes, they all got a call. So that's because it was a founder-led, well, in this case, CEO-led leadership development. The second point around talent and managing talent very well is resilience and adaptability. You yourself, you are here because of resilience and adaptability. You're here, right? Even today, the whole process of today, climbing 4 stairs to get here, is about resilience. It's about not giving up. You could have gone back now. It's not by force. But you chose to be resilient, to keep pushing forward. And if you want to build top talent in this volatile business environment, think about resilience, think about adaptability. It's very important. I believe strongly, and I have evidence to prove it, but it's my own opinion, right? So you might not agree. I believe strongly that mentorship is a growth accelerator. Find anybody that is accelerating, growing. There's a mentor somewhere. There's a coach somewhere. There's somebody that is enabling that to take place. And I don't have time to tell you my own personal story. You can read about it in the book on your table. Everybody has a book in your bag. That's my gift to you. But you can read about it in the book. And I talk about how mentors helped me become who I am. I don't think I would have become who I am or who I was in the corporate world and who I am now if I didn't have mentors and coaches who literally, in fact, I messaged somebody last night because I saw Simon Sinek posted something, talked about that one person in your life that has the guts to tell you, Shola, you're wrong. You're going the wrong way. That if you don't have that person in your life, Simon Sinek, if you don't know Simon Sinek, he's a great author. He's the one that wrote Start With Why. And he was doing this TikTok quick video, and he said, if you don't have somebody in your life that can course correct you, you're in trouble. And as he said it, I just forwarded the TikTok to a lady called Judith Nelson. She lives in the States, but she course corrected me 3 times in my life. Just like, Shola, you're bigger than this. You're bigger than this. And you know what I'm going to do? I know you're bigger than this, and I will make bigger than this happen for you. You don't have to do anything. She went out and started telling headhunters, if you're looking for a head of people technology, this is the guy. She's the one that went and told people. So I'm getting calls from headhunters, like, are you looking for a job? I said, no, I'm not looking for a job, but we got a call that you're looking for a job. And in the end, when I did change my job, the job I changed, it's only after 10 interviews that I got the job that they were asking me for a reference, that I said, look, I can't go to my job right now. I was working at Deliveroo. Can't go to them right now. We're growing crazy. They won't let me go. So I can't give a reference from within. They said, let the person who referred you for this job, the person that put your name for, why don't you ask her? I said, who is that? That's when I found out it was Judith. Judith on the flight to Hong Kong, I called. I said, Judith, was you that put me forward? Then she told me, oh, was there only one company that called you? I put you forward for 10 companies. I didn't ask her. That's mentorship. That's coaching. That's opening doors for you. Now, let me round up that story. And I get carried away with career stuff because that's where I spent 10 years of my life. But as a founder, you want somebody that is referring you when you're not even in the room. Laura Hinton, she's currently chairman of PwC, or vice chairman of PwC UK. When I moved from PwC to Deliveroo, she wrote a 2-page letter. I did not ask her for a reference. She wrote a 2-page letter, Laura Hinton, and described how valuable I am to the company and how much they're losing by me leaving the company. The only reason why I know she wrote the letter is because Judith showed me the letter. She said, your boss at PwC sent me this letter because I worked with her at Tesco. You see what I'm trying to say? If you have the right mentors, the right coaches, the right people in your life, they will help you avoid costly mistakes. They give you industry insights. And above all, get an advisory board. If you're a startup founder and you've been going for more than 12 months, get an advisory board. I beg. Right? And when you get it, there's a guy at the back there, Moses Wayne, Blue Room Care. When you get it, ask Moses how he runs his board. Right? There are many people that run good boards, but in this room I would say Moses, Blue Room Care, runs a really good board. Papers, caliber of people, subject matter to discuss. We have all our board meetings for the whole of the year now in our diaries already, right? So learn from that. Like, if you speak to him. Well, Ebon is here also. His co-founder, Ebon. So Ebon is the co-founder at Blue Room Care. So speak to both of them about how they run their board. How did they get there? Sometimes that's all you need, just to talk to somebody. I'm not saying they're the best. I'm just saying in the experience of the people in this room. I'm on a few boards in this room. I would say theirs stands out. Okay? All right, almost there. Okay, I've talked about advisory. I've talked about this is an interesting topic. In fact, I missed a bullet point, and the bullet point I wanted to say was scale through respect. For those of you within Oyeka community, I wrote an article online about respect. Right? Learn to respect co-founders. Learn to respect your opposition. Learn to respect, because remember, even the person with your opposition, the person that is your competition, he might still have to use your app. That at the end of the day, there is no enemy in the founder world. There's no enemy. We are going to meet. Maybe I'm even going to buy your company. Maybe you're going to buy my company. Maybe we're going to be on boards together. So let's scale through respect, but let's also scale through knowledge.
Well, this program has been very educative for me personally. I came here and I met a lot of young minds. I met a lot of developers. I met those in tech. I met those in health. I met those who are involved in mental health counseling. And I met a lot of wonderful young people who are ready to network. No one feels too proud or too pompous. Like, everyone is really down to earth in this space. If I heard reviews from someone who said this is the first, there's like a group, and he said that is the first developer group he has joined that has made him grow so much within a short period of time. So I am really happy to be here. I'm really, really happy to be. I've learned so much.
And this one says peer-to-peer coaching. Share what you know. Share what you know. Marvelous is in the room. And one thing I like about Marvelous at the back there, he runs Proxima. Proxima used to be Gishe. And I think twice now, I've introduced him to people, and Marvelous just shares his information. Like, oh yeah, this is how I did it, this is what we did wrong, this is what we're doing right. Just be like that, just share. You know, you scale through knowledge transfer. Divine, I always call you health guru, but divine gift in the front here. He's the founder himself, trying to navigate, but then he said, okay, you know what, I'm going to create an incubator. And Varsity Space is here today because you created a space for other founders to learn. Created a great faculty. Nubi from Paystack, myself, some other people. I'm just saying that if you give, guess what? You get back. Scale by knowledge transfer. All right, we're almost there. Now, here's the thing. And I know this, I was editing this last night, and I told my wife, I was like, because my wife is my editor-in-chief at behind the scenes, right? And so I said, look, I want to add one more. Hey, my son is here. Hi, Olu. So this is my son, Olu. He's a photographer, a startup founder too, works in marketing and digital. And then my sister-in-law, who runs Thought Paper Scissors. And she's a crafts, but mainly in the space of cakes. And you know, when you see that 80, you're 80, you know those, what do you call them now? Cake toppers. Toppers, yeah, cake toppers. So if you know somebody who's doing birthday, see the connection point. Anyway, pardon? Valentine's. They're marketing for you now. Valentine's Day, etc., etc. All right. So I was editing this last night, and I've talked for too long now. The best mentors and coaches push for founders to become accountable. Missy, what do I do with you? Hold you accountable. It's like, where are we going? What's happening? Who are you talking to? When? Where? Right? Yeah. So I can be a good coach to you if you're willing to be accountable. Yeah. A lot of people come to me for coaching and mentoring. They're not ready to be accountable. So we can work together. Yeah. While also giving them space to develop their own problem-solving skills, right? And I'll just tell you one quick story. At the promo, right? In fact, it's a double promo, right? It's two stories in one, right? And I'm saying it just because I want to show you the power of networking, right? So she reached out to me. She's looking for, what were you looking for?
Investor.
No, not for that one. For pro dev story.
Oh yes, I was looking for a developer, a full stack.
She was looking for a full stack developer. She literally, we were talking on the phone. As she was talking to me,
Yes.
I began to text William. So many of you don't know, William is in Canada. He would have been here today, but he's pro devs IO. He's out in Canada right now. His wife is having a baby. And I began to text pro dev. I was like, okay, do it. Need a full stack, like right now. Here's the number of the founder. Connect. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And within what was the within 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
They're already connected, and you're already
Got
interviewing.
developer, yeah.
You got a developer.
Yeah, I think
That was like-
onboarding like next week.
You're onboarded like next week, so 2 weeks ago. But that's a good story. So I'm just telling you that that's the power of collaboration.
And at this event today, we have mentors or industry experts like Dr. Shola himself teaching us. And sure, coaching is the best process. I mean, starting, if you want to build anything sustainable, if you want to build the right structures, if you want to build the structures that will stand the test of time in business space, you need to go through the route of mentorship and coach.
We were in the same class. We also had extra together. Actually, that's how we became even closer. But look at us today now. So, I mean, Wale was hosting an event on Saturday. Isaac was there. Where's Promise? He's on his way. Okay, Promise is always late. That's on video now. So he was hosting an event, right? And this is the power of learning. Right? I've heard of SOAR. Have you heard of SOAR before? Who knows the SOAR methodology? Well, I heard it for the first time properly yesterday, on Saturday. And I integrated here, which is strengths, because I always use SWOT, right? And this lady was speaking from Sterling Bank, and she talked about SOAR analysis. Your strengths, your opportunities, your aspirations as a founder, and the results that you are after. And I'm encouraging you to start using this SOAR methodology as you think about your startup. What are your strengths? What are the opportunities in front of you? What are your aspirations? And ultimately, what are the results you're trying to get to? Too many founders they're not talking about results. They're just asking, sir, if you give me 10K, okay, what result are you going to get? What result are you going to get? I give you 10K, so wait till happen. He tells the story of one founder that came to him and said, sir, if you give me money, so he gave me money. After giving 5K, go see the guy for dust. Right? So, anyway. All right. GLA is one of course. So, in your bag, the venue today has been provided by Kumbi's Music Company, a music company that my wife runs, and in your bag is a free voucher for a free music lesson. So that's in your bag. But they're also doing this offer for you guys today. There's a QR code. So buy one adult music lesson and get the second one half price. It might not be for you, it might be for somebody else, but if you use this QR code, you can pass it on. You want to learn keyboard, guitar. This is their office, by the way, so they have given this to us to use. And then they have a floor downstairs where they teach drums next door, piano. And while we're eating, we'll be serenaded with Mr. Raphael's skills, just in the background. So our vendors, Shola's Kitchen, Mrs. Shola, can you stand? Are you there? So yes, Mrs. Shola, she runs a kitchen just around the corner, so she's the one supplying us our food today. So, and then photography is being done by, yeah, you may sit, man. I just wanted them to know it, so they can talk to you also. Maybe if they're doing an event, if they like your food, which you will. I tested it yesterday. And then we have Muyiwa, who is he's an intern at a company I'm on the board for and an investor in. It's called Movisha. They train talent all over the world. You can talk to him too about Movisha. or you can talk to him about photography if you're doing events. In fact, there's no events I do in the UK now, even though my son, in Nigeria now, my son is a photographer too, but he's not operational here. He just came back from Philadelphia. He was doing a shoot out there. And so he's not international, but if I need local photography, Muiwa is my guy. But please talk to him. If you're doing an event, he might be a good guy to cover for you. So what comes up next? So the next hour and a half, really, or until you're ready to go, is for you to network with more people. Okay, before we get to the food, Loft Inc., can you please come and just tell us about the company and just say a couple of words?
My name is Tofumi. I'm a venture analyst with Loft Inc. Capital. So a little bit about Loft Inc. Loft Inc. is an African-focused venture capital firm. I'll give you a background to people that don't really know so much about Loft Inc. So Loft Inc. Capital is a part of a larger group called Loft Inc. Allied Partners. And Loft Inc. Capital started around 2017. Before then, we had an angel group, Afropreneurs Angel Network, which is still in operation, and I've invested in over 150 startups in Africa. And we launched our first fund in 2017. We invested in African-based startups as well. Also, our previous fund, which invested in over 60 startups, both in Africa and outside Africa. But currently, our new fund, we're looking to invest in late seed startups. So late seed, maybe seed extension, pre-series A, series A. And we also have a very strong follow-on pocket as well, because as you must have gotten from what I said, we invested in a lot of startups. Currently we have like over 100 portfolio companies, but the aim for this new fund is actually to be more consolidated, right? Just have a few portfolio companies and actually focus on supporting their growth, just doing things that would make them grow faster and reach the level that they want to reach. So which is why we're focusing more on very few startups. And also one of the main issues of being a founder anywhere, but especially in Africa, is fundraising, right? So which is why we're trying to focus on a few startups and also make sure that we have a very strong follow-on pocket, so that it's not like we're coming in at seed and then at series A. The company is doing very well and we cannot keep supporting. And aside from money, there's also the support side of things. Like I mentioned, we have an angel network filled with professionals from different industries. So there's always the support for founders, regardless of the industry, the kind of support you need, the normal support, talent, operations, fundraising, etc. So we're very active investors. So yes, if there's any questions?
No, just wait. I messaged, let me call him Chief Idris. I was like, dude, I need somebody to come from your company for this event. And I think I gave him like 2 weeks notice, and he made it happen, right? So that's the power of capital, human capital. Just have the ability to call on people and make a request. So, any questions for Loft Inc.? Not the one I want to ask them privately.
MRR expectation. Okay, so typically, right, when you see a seed company should not, maybe let's say, seed extension should not be making typically less than, say, 500K ARR. ARR, not MRR. Not MRR. No Naira, dollars. Sorry, dollars. It's dollars, of course, 500K.
There's a question there.
Are you classifying it by revenues or actual investment rounds?
So that's why I was skeptical to actually give a figure, right? Because I don't want to box it up with that. So it's not really, yes, that's the expectation, but it's not really about the revenue alone. So you might not be making up to that and it's still interesting. So it's more of market opportunity, right? How big is the market opportunity?
What's your website again? LoftyInc.vc, right? Check it out, and you can see the track record, right? I'm selective in who I bring to this conversation. Hope we're supposed to be here, but they're all in Kenya. And also I'd love to be here. But before you go and sit down, drum roll please for Mr. Ibuku. Where is it? Sir, what's your name, sir? Ibuku. Come up here. For those of you who are with Oyeka community, I can officially say, I know that you came from UK, but these guys come all the way from Canada. Where do you, what? US? Okay, sorry. Introduce yourself. Don't go.
Oh, hi everyone. My name is.
I want to ask you a hard question.
My name is Ibuku Adebayo.
What do you do?
Co-founder Plot, also founded Pure Life Pharmacies and Pure Life Health. Advisor, mentor. I don't know about that. I came in from Wilmington, Delaware.
Wow. So, do you want to rephrase your question?
My question?
For her.
No.
You're good. You're good.
So, I mean, the reason why I asked that is because rounds are seed nomenclature. You said late seed, right? So seed extension, that's very clear. But when you say seed, and then you say 3 years, if I'm 3 years and I'm hyper growth, I'm most likely looking at my Series A, right? So if you're, again, like you said, submit your deal, you review, you decide. I guess that's the.
Can I add something to that? So, yes, like you rightly said, it can be confusing because sometimes you'd see a company raise $8 million Series A, and then you see another company raise 40, 60, $100 million Series A, same Series A, but their stage is different, right? And which is why we're always skeptical to say, well, this is a specific revenue, number of years you must have been existing, this is the market, is like, we can't be specific because we even understand these stages differently, right? A founder could claim that they are in, so it's not about the name, Seed Series A, it's not about the name, it's where the company is. It's where the company is. If you reach there in 1 year and it's attractive, if you reach there in 3 years and it's attractive, if you reach there in 4 years and it's attractive. So.
All right, was there one more question? Okay, marvelous.
Are you actively deploying, or I mean, if you're going to invest, are you going to have to do capital calls?
Can you come again?
Are you going to the capital? Do you have money to invest now, or you're going to the capital market to invest money?
Oh, we're actively investing. Is that what you're asking?
Are you deploying?
Deploying, yes.
What's the ticket size?
Okay, so ticket size is between, I'll give you a broad range, between $500K and 1.5. So why it's that broad is because, I mean, it depends on how much you're raising, because we're seeing like seed stage companies raising 1 million, some are raising 4 million. So like, so that's why you cannot be very, so it's between, but we can't go lower than 500K. And between that.
But you can introduce them to angels within your network, right?
Oh yes, that was why I mentioned in the beginning that we started as an angel network, Afropreneurs Angel Network, and it's still very active till date. So, yeah.
What's your name on LinkedIn?
Yes. My name. Oluwatofumi Idowu. Let me write it for you.
I'll find you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. And maybe I'll add one thing, right? Like I said, look, there's some people I could have invited today, but I choose to invite Idris Bello's company because I've watched it. I've seen what they've done. I've seen how they've doubled down on companies, and you know, there are a few big exits that are coming for them that will make people, that's going to make them even more popular because they've been working behind the scenes, right? I'm an angel investor myself, and I was talking to somebody. I was talking to the CEO of Zcrest yesterday. I was in his office and he was like, so you've been investing. Is there anybody that we know that you've invested in? I was like, no. Don't worry, they haven't blown yet, they're blowing. Right? So the idea is that investment, as much as founding a company is hard, investing is harder. But I'll tell you this story, right? There was the founder who was in Nigeria doing a brilliant job in the healthcare space, dial-up therapy, doing really well, coached me, I invested. Next thing I know, she jackpot. And I was the first investor.
Wow.
Moved to America. I'm looking at her, I'm like, okay. But I trusted her. That's the only difference. Like, the only difference here is it's somebody I knew. If it was somebody I didn't know, I think it would be a lot harder. So she moved to America, got to America, the business in Nigeria was tanking, and then her papers needed to be fixed. So she basically said, I'm taking a hiatus. 4 months hiatus, January to April. I'm the one now calling her. How is it going with your visa? Because me now, I'm even on the mountain for her, praying that her visa will come true. Because if her visa doesn't come true, my 5K don't go with that. Now the good news is that she revamped, pivoted, got her papers sorted, and she's back on track. But think about it. If that was your money, you have no control over a founder. You don't know what they're going to do. So that's why I say to people just chat people up online, LinkedIn, will you come and invest 10K, 20K, 25K? Who are you? Like, I don't know you. Like, I can't give you my money. Like, so take time to, like, it can't be the first conversation you have with her, will you invest? I'm like, yeah, I would invest, but I don't even know you, so I can't. Like, if you were walking on the street and somebody came up to you and said, bros, drop me 5K there now. I'm not talking about dollars now, I'm talking about naira. Just give me 5K naira. Will you do it? Who was honest enough to say no, lads? You won't. Let alone $5,000.
Just like that.
Like that. For Wilmington, where do you think you came from? Wilmington. $5K. Let me just say my last thing, and I'll leave you guys to network and come in. We have the space till 3, but you know, leave where you want to leave, connect with who you want to connect with. Out of my 20 investments, 3 are gone, never to be seen again. I have no way of getting that money back. There's nothing that's going to bring that money back. And so that's why for investors, this landscape is difficult, because we're putting our money in you, trusting you that you believe in your dream enough to follow it through. Right? And that you believe in your dream enough that you will hunt down revenue as if revenue is the last name. Maybe my last words, Linda, right? Miss Linda. Is that Miss Linda? Yeah. So if you're a female here, you need to connect with Miss Linda and Ajoke at the back. They run Zuri Circle, trying to help women, you know, catapult, go to the next level. Abby? Ally? Okay, all right. So, yeah, you want to say something? No. I'm okay for you to say something.
We are a high impact ecosystem focused on capacity building for women. Let me put it that way. So anything on the spectrum of development, growth, funding, mentorship, I mean, the whole gamut, the whole 9 years were there. Yeah. Ajuka, do you want to say something?
Ajoke, when is our podcast coming out? This week. Okay, look out. Ajoke and I did a podcast together. Hello, Teju. Oh, share the question. In fact, so while I'm hovering here, Teju is our latest author in the room.
So you've never done a random investment, looking at the person's credibility, right? That, okay, this is what you build, or looking at your professional profile. Because what this means is there are people out there that don't have the connection, they don't have the charisma to sell themselves. So do you think that is endangering the ecosystem? If we have people somewhere with the talent, with the skills, or with the idea that we think will scale or will help the economy, but they don't have the right people in the circle?
You asked a very intelligent question, Teju, and look. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, keep the music going. It will help me stop. You asked a very interesting question. Right? Okay, let me put it like this, right? So, I'll tell you a story. Maybe that will help, right? Because I don't want people to leave here with a misconception, right? So here's the story. In January 2023, I was made redundant from my job. I'm thinking to myself, what do I do now? Thought about doing investments. I've been dabbling with it. Heard about it on Clubhouse. And then this guy from Botswana comes in my DM. I don't know him from Adam. Comes into my DM, writes me a long epistle, and says, heard about you. Would you like to, I don't even think he said, would you like to invest? He said, would you like to be on my advisory board? I said, let me get to know you. And we got to know each other, and now I sit on 3 boards for him, right? I've invested cash now, but my start off was I didn't invest cash actually. You're welcome. And maybe, I don't know. I think it's probably, Teju, I mean, how did we meet? Through you and there, right? It was online, right?
Yeah,
A book launch, right? So, but I've probably not invested cash in you, but I've invested time in you. And I'm just going to put Marvelous on the spot. Why? You said why?
No, I said, oh my.
Oh my. Okay, Marvelous, how do we meet? You just, so, I mean, I've invested in Marvelous's company, but I didn't know him. I hadn't even met him before I invested, right? But after I invested, I actually physically met him. So, to answer your question, I don't think it's like, when I say I invest in people I know, it's a journey of discovery, right? Of me getting to know you, you getting to know me. And actually, I can honestly say, there is bad money. OSB is not here today, but some people know, you know OSB, right? William, you know OSB, right? You met at my last event. So OSB is, they're doing fintech in markets in Shombotedo. And yes, what day was it? Okay, I'll tell you this last story and I'm going to shut up so that you can network on your table. So what happened was last week, on Monday, an angel investor, a brand new angel investor approached me and said, I want to invest, right? 5 to 10K, I want to invest. And you know what? Do you know why I actually pushed her to OSB? Because she's a brand new angel investor, she's never done this before. OSB is running a deal at the moment where if you invest 5K, they'll give you that money back in 15 months and still give you 0.3% equity. So any founder that's sitting here is telling me that, look, I have a queue of angels that come to me, but I'm not going to push them in the direction of a deal that I know they would lose out on. If you invest in angel and your first deal goes bad, what's going to happen? You don't do anymore. But this deal, I think they're going to close the deal tomorrow. 5K is going to be transferred. But she's happy because she knows in 15 months' time she's going to get her money back, or she can choose to reinvest and get another 0.3%. So you know what I'm saying? So the way you structure your deal makes it easy for me to introduce people to you. Right? So, hopefully that's helpful. Now, we're gonna have some music in the background, get some food, and enjoy networking together. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time out and enjoying the space. I hope this has been helpful. What we're gonna do is, the feedback that is up there, please share this on your socials. We're planning next year to go to 100 people. So next year we're planning to do this event again, but 100 people, so we'll probably have to go and get a bigger venue. But your feedback will help that. And yeah, tell the story. Who knows what will happen? Remember the story Oyeka told? He asked somebody, he was trying to help somebody raise money, and the investor turned around to him and said, do you need money also? And that's how he got $1 million. All right, anyway.